Namaste students. So today again we are dealing with the chapter that is nothing but the surface chemistry. So in the last class we have taught regarding your adsorption theory. So that is nothing but adsorption is nothing but it is just a surface phenomenon where adsorption of the molecule will take place and that surface will be called as adsorbent and the molecule which is adsorbed, so those are called as adsorbate. So later we have discussed regarding the difference between physisorption as well as chemisorption, which is very important. So physisorption is nothing but where just a physical adsorption will take place and the chemisorption is nothing but where just a chemical adsorption will take place. So physisorption is just a van der Waals force will be present between physisorption in the sense where there it will be having weak van der Waals force of attraction. So in the same way, if you go with the chemisorption, there it will be having strong force of attraction so that a chemical bond will be formed between those molecules. So adsorption will take place in those manner. And your chemisorption process is irreversible process because a chemical reaction will take place. So there if you go, more amount of energy will be released when the adsorption procedure will be taking place. In the same way, if you go with the physisorption, that is a reversible process. Why it is reversible process? Because as you increase the pressure, okay, so if you take a container where gases are present, so you will be increasing the pressure. So as you will increase the pressure, the volume of those adsorbate will be absorbed on the adsorbent will become more. Okay, so the concentration of those adsorbed molecule will be more on the surface. So if you will increase the pressure, adsorption procedure will be more. Okay, adsorption will be more. In the same way, if you want to do the reversible process, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to remove the pressure. In the sense, decrease the pressure. So when you will decrease the pressure, the process will take place in reversible order. So that is nothing but physisorption. And some more concepts we have learned under physisorption as well as chemisorption. So I will just tell you regarding the examples of this physisorption as well as chemisorption. So, simple example for physisorption is nothing but gas mask, okay, which is used in coal mining. Okay, so what they will do, the people who will go for work in this coal mining, so they will wear a gas mask. So what will happen those person will go inside, digging inside, so the number of gases they can see. So those gases will be poisonous in nature. So what will happen, instead of inhaling, so that they will wear that gas mask, so that gas mask will be having charcoal layer. Okay, so what is the use of this charcoal? It will adsorb, okay, which you have already done. So this charcoal started absorbing the molecules. Those poisonous gases will be absorbed by those charcoal content. Okay, so for this purpose, so here it is nothing but just adsorption will take place. In the sense, physisorption, just it will absorb. Later, once they come out, in the sense, it will be removed. It can be a reversible process. So this is nothing but example for physisorption. Next example for chemisorption, if you go, reaction with your oxygen. Okay, so with your silver, gold or platinum, what will happen when oxygen will react with these kind of metal? You know, oxide layer formation will take place, right? So these oxide layer is nothing but chemisorption, because chemical reaction will take place between those metals as well as oxygen, so that oxide layer formation will take place. So that is nothing but chemisorption. One more example, if you go reaction with of hydrogen with nickel, so that example also you can take. So nickel, if you will use nickel metal, okay, so when it reacts with hydrogen, so what will happen? It reacts with one another so that you will get a compound where nickel will absorb this hydrogen so that hydrogen molecule will be absorbed. Okay, so this is one example for your chemisorption where chemical absorption will take place. I guess you understood regarding your physisorption as well as chemisorption. So next concept that will go, that is nothing but that is Sandlich adsorption isotherm. Okay, so this concept is very important. What is mean by adsorption isotherm? So as the name indicates, isotherm concept you have learned under your previous class, so that is nothing but thermodynamics, right? So what is in the iso? Iso means same. Okay, therm is nothing but temperature. So when you go with the same temperature, by that this adsorption process will take place. So what will happen in those cases? So that was explained by a scientist known as Freundlich. Okay, so this scientist has explained regarding this theory. So we are going to call it as Freundlich adsorption isotherm. So what does that theory explain? The variation in the amount of gas adsorbed per mass of the adsorbent with the pressure at constant temperature. Okay, so isotherm with a constant temperature, this process will be done. So what they are going to find? For example, you have a adsorbent. Okay, so this is nothing but take it as example as adsorbent. Any adsorbent you can take. Okay, so now what will happen? Molecules will come and adsorb over here, which is nothing but adsorbate. Okay, so now here they are measuring how many amount of these adsorbate will come and adsorb per mass. For a particular mass you are going to take. Okay, for that mass, how many molecules of adsorbate will come and adsorb? So that you are going to find with this theory known as Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay, so what he has done is he has taken a container. Okay, one adsorbent he has taken as well as some of the molecules of gases he has taken. Okay, so molecules of gases he has taken and he has applied pressure by using of piston. Okay, so when pressure will be applied, what will happen? As pressure will apply, molecules will come and adsorb to this adsorbent. Okay, as pressure will increases, the molecules which will be adsorbed on the surface also increases. Okay, so what will happen as this procedure will go? Okay, all the molecules will come and adsorb here. Okay, so after some time what will happen? The process will become slow. Why it will become slow? Because based on the surface area. Now surface area if it is less, okay, so what will happen? Some of the molecule will come and adsorb on the surface. Only some space will be left. So those space also will be covered by a kind of pressure. Now this process will become bit slow. After some time what will happen? This process it will become constant. How much of pressure it will apply also it is of no use because all the molecules, all the surface area has been covered with the molecules, adsorbate. Okay, all the surface area has been covered with adsorbate. Now there is no space. If you apply much amount of pressure also there is of no use. So if you apply continuous pressure, what will happen? As you apply pressure, though the surface is filled with your adsorbate, so what will happen? This molecule, for example, here one molecule is there. Okay, so again continuously will apply pressure. So these molecule will come and attack her so that this molecule will undergo desorption and this molecule will come and attack it. Okay, so it will be adsorbed over here. Okay, so this molecule will be adsorbed over here, so that this is a molecule which is present over here already adsorbed, so that process will be considered as desorption. So here it will attain equilibrium. Okay, the last stage, the final stage is nothing but attaining equilibrium. So based on this process, this person, scientist, okay, Freundlich, he has given a graph, so which is called as Freundlich adsorption isotherm graph. So he has plotted a graph of x by m versus pressure. Now what is meant by this x as well as m? X is nothing but the mass of the adsorbate, or you can say the amount of adsorbate. The amount of adsorbate, m is nothing but that is mass of the adsorbate. X is nothing but the amount of gas which will get adsorbed. Okay, m is nothing but the mass of the adsorbent. So this you take it as m and this you take it as x. Okay, when you take the ratio of this with versus pressure, so as you will apply pressure, what will happen regarding this cases? Regarding this, okay, so an amount of the molecules will get adsorbed. Okay, how many amount of molecule will get adsorbed on the surface versus pressure? So when graph will be plotted, you will get graph like this. First after some time a curve will be obtained. Okay, after some time straight line which is parallel to the axis, x-axis. Okay, which is parallel to this x-axis. So straight line you will be getting. So what does it mean or how it works? So here first we'll take with the low pressure. Okay. So at low pressure, when pressure is low, by that time what will happen? As I have told, you have taken a container, now adsorbent is present, the molecules of, in the sense which will undergo for adsorption, which is called as adsorbate is present, the gas molecule, and will be applying pressure. So as you will apply pressure, the adsorption process will be more. Okay, so we can say X by M, the amount of gas adsorbed on the mass of adsorbent is directly proportional to pressure, because as you apply the pressure, this amount will be increasing. So as you increase the pressure, this amount also will increase. So this is directly proportional. So you can write this as X by M is equal to K into V. So K is nothing but here it is a proportionality constant. So this goes with the low pressure. Next step. See, as we are seeing in the graph, as pressure is low, the amount of gas adsorbed on the surface will become more. So as pressure increases, here the ratio also will increase. The ratio of the amount of the gas adsorbed also will increase. Now we will go with the higher rate. Okay. So when the pressure is more, by that what will happen? At high pressure. So in this case, what will happen? As it will increase the pressure, as I have told, already surface area is filled. Okay. So if you increase the pressure also, it is of no use. We can say the pressure is in equilibrium. The condition is in equilibrium. By then, we can write X by M is directly proportional to P naught. Why it is P naught? The pressure whatever applied. The amount of pressure, how much you will apply also is of no use. Pressure will not applicable for this condition. When the pressure is high, this case in the sense adsorption process will not take place in proper manner, because surface area is already filled. So we can write X by M is directly proportional to P naught. See here. Okay, we can write this as X by M is equal to K into P naught. K is nothing but it is a proportionality constant. So this is here. So because of that condition, here the line will go straight. Why it is straight? Because as how much amount of pressure if you apply also, it is of no use. Your amount of gas has been adsorbed, it will not change. Okay. So it will be there as it is. It will attain equilibrium. So in the case of intermediate, so here what will happen? So as pressure is medium. Okay. So in this case what will happen here? This case is very important. At low pressure, at high pressure, as well as at intermediate. So we can write the ratio of X by M is directly proportional to P to the power 1 by N. So what this N represents, it can be any whole number. It mainly depends on the nature of your adsorbent as well as adsorbent. In the sense, what does it mean? As I have told, most of the surface molecules are already filled. Okay, some surface space is left. So as you will apply pressure, the process will go bit slow because already surface area is filled. Okay, the molecules are adsorbing on the surface. This process will become bit slow. Okay, slow process will take place over here, so that you can see the curve over here. Okay, so in this graph you can see the curve. So we can write as X by M, the ratio of the mass of the the amount of the gas has been adsorbed on the adsorbent is directly proportional to P to the power 1 by N. It can be any whole number, but it is less than 1. Okay, because here P is nothing but P to the power 1. 1 is there. Okay, so it will be less than this. The first amount of pressure whatever you have been applied, it will be less than that number. Okay, so we are going to take it as 1 by N. So we can take this concept as X by M is directly proportional so proportionality constant that we are taking as K. Okay, so X by M is equal to K into amount of gas absorbed as well as the amount of molecules, okay, which has been absorbed on the adsorbent. Okay, so that relation will be taken in this one. So this concept is very important. If they ask you to write the relation between these two, the amount of gas has been absorbed on the surface, if they ask you to write this concept. Okay, x by m is equal to k into p to the power 1 by n. Okay, so now if you are taking log on both the side, what will happen? It comes as log of x by m is equal to log of k into p to the power 1 by n. So this you can also write it as log of x by m. Log m into n is nothing but log of m plus n. So you can write it as log k plus log of p to the power 1 by n. So again you can write this as log of x by m is equal to log of k plus log of m to the power n is nothing but n log m. So you can write this as 1 by n log of p. So in this form you can write, so that you can draw a graph where you will get a slope as well as intercept. Okay, so when you will draw a graph x by m versus pressure, now this x by m will be considered as log of x by m as well as pressure will be considered as log pressure. So when you draw a graph, you will get a straight line where you will get a slope over here. This slope, it gives the value of 1 by n. Okay, so here whatever the intercept is present, so this gives the value of log k. So if you want to measure the value of k as well as n, you are going to go with the concept of log. Okay, so this is the term which was explained by Freundlich adsorption isotherm by the scientist. This concept has been explained. So this is only for gas molecule. Okay, so this adsorption isotherm mainly it goes with gas molecule. If you go with the solution, okay, if you take adsorbate as solution, what will happen? This concept will change. Slight changes can be observed. Okay, so what is the change that can be observed here? If you are taking solution, okay, so in terms of absorption of solution, if you are taking, your concept becomes like x by m is equal to there k into pressure we have taken, because in terms of gas we have taken, adsorbate is nothing but gas molecule, right? So we have taken gas molecule, so that we have applied pressure. Now we are taking in terms of solution. Solution is nothing but dV concentration, right? So it will be measured in terms of concentration. So formula will come in this. So x by m is equal to k into c to the power 1 by n. So this is the concept if it goes in terms of solution. Remember, question can be asked in terms of gas, Freundlich adsorption isotherm in terms of gas, in the sense this formula you are supposed to write. If they have asked in terms of solution, in the sense in terms of C. C is nothing but molar concentration of solution. Molar concentration of solution. Okay, so that is nothing but C. Now again, if you are taking log on this term also, how it comes in the same way? Log of x by m is equal to log of k plus 1 by n log of c. Same here also, you can measure the value of k as well as 1 by n by using law of graph, where you will get slope with 1 by n as well as intercept with log of k. So this is very important term regarding your Freundlich adsorption isotherm, okay, in terms of your gas as well as in terms of your solution. Okay, students. Next we'll go with factors which affects this adsorption process. We have learned in terms of gases as well as in terms of solution. We have learned. Okay. So we can say some of the common factors are also present, as well as some of the factor which is present in the solution, that also we'll be seeing here. Okay. Very easy concept. So as you have learned, this adsorption process, it goes mainly with your surface area, temperature as well as pressure. So these three concepts we can write in terms of as a common factor for these, okay, for gases as well as for solution too. So the first factor, that is nothing but surface area. In both the cases, what will happen? As the surface area increases, your adsorption also will increases. Okay, so adsorption increases in terms of surface area. So second process, in the sense, if surface area is less, adsorption process will be slow based on no surface. If you will take, as I have told us, on other day, if I take this surface as well as this surface here, if I take, so here the surface adsorption procedure will be more because surface area will be more. Second one, if I go with the temperature, you have learned adsorption process whenever it will take place. It is an exothermic process, in the sense amount of energy or heat will be released, right? So here exothermic procedure, in the sense as temperature increases, your adsorption process will go on decreasing. Okay, so here as temperature increases, your adsorption will be less. Okay, in both the cases it is same in terms of gas as well as in terms of solution. So remember, whenever exothermic procedure will be there, adsorption process it goes like this. Okay, as temperature increases, adsorption decreases. Why it is so? Because the process is exothermic. By using releasing of energy, the process will be done. Adsorption process will be done. For that reason, it will not use this temperature. Okay, energy will not be utilized. Energy will be released. So as temperature increases, adsorption process will go on decreasing. So if the condition is endothermic, in a sense when energy will be utilized, by then as the temperature will be given, that temperature will be utilized, adsorption process will increase. So that is rare case. So most of the time it goes with exothermic process. So where energy will be released. Okay. So when the energy will be released, if you give how much amount of energy will give also this from the side, it is of no use. So as temperature increases, adsorption process will go on decreasing. So we are saying adsorption process, it is, most of the time it goes with a low temperature. Okay. So next, the third one, pressure. So what will happen with the pressure? If I say pressure, as you will apply pressure, adsorption process will be more. If I take the surface, now gases are present in a container. By using a piston, if you will apply pressure, what will happen? As you will apply pressure, the amount of molecule will be adsorbed will be more. Okay. So as you will release the pressure, this molecule will undergo for desorption process. So as pressure increases, your adsorption also increases. Okay, so these are the three common factors which goes with your gases as well as solution. Both the cases it is same. Now, if you go with your only with the solution, what kind of factors will be present? You are supposed to write these three. Along with that, solution in the sense it depends on the concentration. So instead of pressure, it goes with the concentration. Okay, when you go with solution, so if concentration of your adsorbate, okay, the volume of adsorbate, if you will take more, by that time adsorption procedure or adsorption will be more. So concentration, as concentration increases, your adsorption will increases. Okay, and if you are supposed to take nature of adsorbate as well as adsorbent, here it is very important. Okay, so what kind of adsorbate you are taking as well as what kind of adsorbent you are taking. So based on the nature of these two, your adsorption process will go in terms of solution. Okay, so common factors if they are asked you to write, you are supposed to write first one, surface area you are supposed to write. As surface area increases, adsorption absorption will be more in the case of both gas as well as solution. And temperature if you go, because it is exothermic process, energy will be released. So due to that reason, what will happen, as temperature increases, your absorption will go on decreasing. Both are same in both the cases. And the next one is pressure. If you go, as pressure increases, absorption also increases in terms of gas. In terms of solution, if you go, that is nothing but concentration. As concentration increases, your absorption will increases. And here solution, if you go, that is nothing but nature of the adsorbate as well as adsorbent also. Okay, it depends on these two factors also. Okay, so this is regarding factors. So next, we came at the end of absorption. Okay, the concept of absorption, that is nothing but applications where we will be using this absorption. Okay, so one is regarding gas market, which I have already explained. When they will go for coal mining, where they can find different kinds of poisonous gases, so that they will not absorb all those things. They will use a mask. Okay, so which will be having charcoal layer. So that charcoal will absorb those poisonous gases, and it will allow to inhale the required gas. Okay, so this is one application, gas mask using of charcoal. Okay, so here charcoal will be present. Next one, softening of hard water. Okay, you know hard water in the sense it consists of two kinds of ion, calcium ion as well as magnesium ion will be present. So to remove those ions, we are using here zeolite. Okay, zeolite will be utilized over here. Zeolite is nothing but, you have learned before, zeolite is a mixture of sodium aluminium silicate. Okay, sodium aluminium silicate, where exchange of ions will take place. Okay, so that kind of zeolite where you have learned under the chapter of hydrogen. Okay, softening of hard water you have learned. So there you have used zeolite to remove the hard ions. So the same concept. So that will be done. Zeolite, what it will do? It will absorb. Okay, it will absorb those hard ions. So softening of hard water will be done by using of the zeolite. Next, control of humidity. So this also I have explained by using of silica gel. So as I have told, when you will buy a new bag or new shoes, chappals and all, you might have seen a small packet where it will be mentioned as silica gel, which will be having small glass beads. Why those packets will be kept in those new products? Because whenever you will use for a long time, those products should not spoil because of your humid condition. Okay, so what that silica gel will do, it will absorb the moisture content, okay, which is present in your atmosphere. When it absorbs the moisture content, so that your product will be safe. So here to control the humidity, those silica gels will be utilized. Next, refining of petroleum will be done by using of this absorption process. In the same way, decoloring of sugar. Okay, to remove the color of the sugar, your again charcoal, another charcoal will be utilized over here. Okay, to remove the color of the sugar. And in heterogeneous catalysis, what is the heterogeneous catalysis that you are learning under next concept? So here what will happen? A solid substance we will be using. Okay, solid adsorbent, what will say. Okay, so that will be utilized. What that solid adsorbent will do? It will absorb the reactant. For example, nitrogen as well as hydrogen, when it will be mixed, you will get ammonia, right? So now in this case, what will happen? Iron will be used. Okay, so actually iron is nothing but it is a catalyst. But what is the use of this catalyst? It will help to absorb these reactant. Okay, so this is a solid catalyst. It helps to absorb this reactant. So in heterogeneous catalysis, this adsorption procedure will be used. Next one, froth flotation, which I have already learned under the chapter of metallurgy. Pine oil or frothing reagents are nothing but, which will be used under froth flotation. Those, what will happen there? Those molecules, it will absorb the impurities. Okay, so that can be done under froth flotation. Next, high vacuum. If you want to go with vacuum condition, okay, if you want to remove the moisture contents as well as all the humidity conditions in there, you are going to use charcoal over here. Okay, so which helps to absorb those molecules. Okay, absorb molecule or atmospheric moisture contents. Next one, absorption of indicators. So some of the indicators will be absorbed, in the sense dyes, colors will be absorbed by some of the molecules. What kind of molecule? Precipitate kind of molecule. For example, silver halide and all. Okay, silver halide, because it is a precipitate form, their surface area will be larger, right? So by that, what will happen? It will absorb these. Due to that more surface area, it can absorb anything. So it will absorb the color. Okay, dyes will be absorbed by using of this kind of indicator. The next one, the last one is nothing but the separation of inert gas. So that is nothing but your noble gases. If it is present in terms of mixture, that will be separated by using of coconut charcoal. Okay, by using of coconut, if you will burn that coconut, whatever charcoal you will be getting, okay, by using of that charcoal, inert gas can be separated, but it can be maintained under different temperature. Okay, so this can be done by using of coconut charcoal. Some more applications are there, so better you will learn only these 5 to 6 applications. You learn probably whichever you feel easy, those applications you learn.